There's a huge myth in high school that if you don't get a perfect ATAR, you can kiss your dream university course goodbye. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not always the case. We're going to look at two different university students, one from a migrant background and the other from a regional background. These are real events that happen to real students. Rebecca comes from a migrant background who graduated high school with an ATAR of 68. In high school, she had no idea what she wanted to study. This is normal for most students her age, but she managed to narrow it down to one subject area. She picks a few courses for her preference list and is offered her first preference in her round of offers. But here's the interesting thing. It wasn't a bachelor or a degree, it was an advanced diploma, which if successfully completed will provide a gateway into higher forms of study otherwise unobtainable with a low ATAR. While studying, she researches bachelor degrees to see if there's one she likes. She applies direct to a university, graduates the diploma and is accepted into a Bachelor of Communications, a course she didn't think she'd study in high school. Andrew here finished Year 12 in a regional school in WA with an ATAR of 55. He later moved to Perth where he earned a Certificate 4 at TAFE. This gave him the bare minimum to apply for any university course without the need of an ATAR. However, he chose a university course in Melbourne, which means learning more than just his usual studies, but also how to live independently. For most, relocating to a new place to study can be really daunting. Having to work in order to pay for your rent, bills and survival can often get in the way of the very reason you moved in the first place. Although with solid time management skills, it's possible for it all to work out. At 8:30, Rebecca starts work. She's got a job on campus where she works for Student Services, where staff are dedicated to helping students. They can help things with financial troubles, finding a place to live, resumes, disabilities, counselling, Centrelink, the list goes on. This job suits Rebecca best as the university she attends is the one that employs her, so they're understanding about her study needs. She finishes at 1 PM because very soon she's got a lecture. A lecture is basically one teacher talking to a large group of students. This lecture goes for an hour, but she can leave at any time she likes. At 2:30 PM the lecture ends, and her next class isn't until 3:30. During this time she can see her friends, eat lunch, study, anything. When 3:30 comes, she has a tutorial where she applies some practical hands-on skills. Tutorials are typically smaller in size and are similar to high school classes. If you're studying science, engineering or arts, this might be called a practical or a prac for short. There's also a range of scholarships and grants for students who are affected by different circumstances. If you're from rural or regional Australia, a migrant or a refugee, you can apply for a range of scholarships. Some of these scholarships are given out by universities or government organisations like Centrelink. To apply for a scholarship offered by a university, go onto the university website, do some research about which scholarships you fit into, check how to apply, submit your application and cross your fingers. Applying for a scholarship to a university or government works in a similar way, but you usually do that through the organisation's website. So there you have it, two students who weren't the brightest in school, but made it work for them. Just remember, even if you don't go to university and earn a bachelor degree, even if you think you're the dumbest in the class, studying after high school is possible. Don't let your dreams be dreams.